Top of the morning to you, and thanks for joining us again on the breakfast show on TSL Nigeria TV. It does feel good to be back on your screen. Seeing as we're still enjoying the festivities of Christmas, today we are going to be having some interesting conversations about various Christmas shenanigans, especially on social media. My name is Osasoge Ibei. I'll introduce to you my co-host and our guest after this break. Thanks for sticking around. Today on the Hot Stuff Wednesday, I am joined by my co-host, Favor of Loba. And our guest is a regular on the show, and OEP extraordinaire. His name is Zeus. Good morning, guys.
Good morning. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Yes.
Glad to have you back.
Yeah, so
always
good.
Coming to us.
Yes, I'm like you said, regular. Yeah. I'm happy to always be here.
Yes, so
how introducing him as a co-host?
As a co-host, very soon. But you'll be giving us more things.
Okay.
All right. So, how was your Christmas? How did you spend your Christmas?
Okay. So it was a great one because I woke up very early in the morning. I was probably feeling hungry. Yes, I was feeling very hungry.
Probably.
Yes, and they couldn't, like, my sister was cooking in the house. I couldn't wait for that to happen, so I just went out, to get something to eat first and all. I don't know, I woke up that morning very, very hungry. And then I went to the cinema, which was quite shocking because I felt like Christmas Day, those places are like the wrongest places for you to actually go to and all that. But I went there, not so much crowd as early as 10:30, 11 in the morning. And I decided to see a movie, and it was just me and one other person in the movie, and it was super cool.
Wow.
It was super cool. And after watching the movie, then that's when the crowd came. I said,
okay. Been there, done that.
Let me go.
Yeah. So I remember, was it myself and Faith, we were having that conversation, and I was like, Christmas is like the worst time or the worst day
to actually go out.
Yeah. How about you, Favor? How did you spend your Christmas?
For me, I've been a bit under the weather.
So
I'm still not myself yet.
Yeah.
So I could not go out on Christmas Day.
It's too much enjoyment before that day that caused it.
Are you sure it's I think I told you side Sogi on this one is when you have too much pre-Christmas enjoyment.
Yes.
I think so. We had too much plans. I think the show we had before Christmas, I talked about how
elaborate plans.
We had elaborate plans, and that day came, I could not even move a feet.
Man proposed.
Yeah.
God disposed. Man proposed.
But 26th year, my kids, they went out to the zoo. When they got there, they said it was crowded. I could not even get a place to park because I was still home. I couldn't go with them, so there was no place for them to park. It was still crowded. They had fun and, got back. So I'm preparing for the new year now. Hopefully I'll get better before
Hopefully, fingers crossed.
Well, I want to celebrate this.
Yes, so you're to jive. Well, for me, Christmas was on the low sha. You know how the expression that has been trending throughout this year, Sapa is in town, Sapa is in town. So I think apparently Sapa came knocking on my door on Christmas Day. But well, we thank God, I still enjoyed a little towards the end of the day anyway. So now talking about Sapa, usually during this time of year, there tends to be hike in price of consumables, even transportation fare goes up. Sometimes they'll tell you dollar went up. Sometimes even if dollar does not go up, things just tend to inflation. From your own observation about how people were in your area or in your environment, do you think this hike in prices of commodity or consumables actually affected the way Nigerians spent their Christmas?
Well, for me personally, I feel like the hike has always been there, like all year round. The dollar has always been up all year round. So I think we got accustomed to it. We got used to the fact that things have just been high, especially this year, all year round. The really shocking thing that didn't happen that they didn't play with the fuel, or fuel was available this Christmas. Then there's usually this usual trend that when it gets to December, when it gets to Christmas, there's this sudden, no fuel supply. You start going to try to buy fuel and looking for where to buy fuel, but that didn't happen this year. So I think people got used to the fact that prices have always been high all year round. Transportation, well, we expect that to happen because people want to move around, and there's this increase in demand, and then there's this hike and all that. But I feel it didn't really affect people's celebration. I mean, people got used to it. Like, chicken, bag of rice, all those things have always been high all through the year.
Yeah, I agree with you. But the way things are so expensive these days, I wonder, like...
Yeah.
You know, the
where
guest
are
we had on Monday said on Christmas, before Christmas, he actually went to the market to get chicken just for the Christmas celebration. And according to him, an upcoming chicken, he bought an upcoming chicken for 10,000 naira. And you find that people, on a normal day, people who would like say, I beg, I know if you buy this chicken for that kind of amount, but because it's Christmas, they just say, well, we have to now, right?
Yeah. But I think most of those price hike, it doesn't come from maybe from price hike in maybe fuel and all of that. It comes from individuals, because people just want to make things difficult for us. Because imagine there was no, like you said, the fuel, there was no increase in fuel or anything, but transportation became like times 2, times 3. And I wonder why. Because I remember when I went to the market, after buying things, you know, trying to get a cab to get home, and they told me like more than what I used to pay. I was surprised. Why? Because so many persons are out. They want to get things, want to shop for the Christmas and all of that. So I think sometimes when you get to this period, people should just try and sell at the normal rate you sell. Sell your goods and go home and relax, rather than inflating the price, and tomorrow we'll blame our leaders.
Yes, yes, which even brings us to that.
Comes the issue of the market unions and all that. There are people, they probably have like regulatory bodies that actually regulate how things are sold.
Do they?
They should be. I mean, we have market women associations, there are different trade unions and different unions.
No, I think what they do in those unions is to discuss how they want to cash out. because I don't think they do regulation in terms of, you know, if this line was selling for all selling rice, it has to be the same amount everybody is selling. I don't think they do that.
They do. I've heard of saying that you know, the market unions or these trade unions, they don't allow you, if you bring goods from your farm, they'll buy it from you and now tell their members on how much they should sell at this you know, time.
Okay.
And I think so. Those people, I think they have a role to play in terms of inflation or prices of goods going up, right? But like you said, people want to maximize, take advantage of the situation of everyone needs stuff this period. I mean, some of the malls or some of the marketplaces, even on Christmas morning, because I actually went there to get 1 or 2 things, because I went to get Christmas lights, and I was surprised that people were still shopping and getting stuff.
Yeah, well, that brings me back to the conversation of supplies in town. Is it that this Christmas, Sapa went on hauls? Because I just shared my experience. Yeah. The beginning part of my 25th was very, very somehow. But then I was on social media and I saw people moving mad. I saw, there's a video that went viral in Edo State. There's a like if you see the people inside, I'm not sure the multitude of people Jesus fed. They have nothing on those people we saw there that day. Is it that Sapa went on leave or what happened? Because event centers were still shutting down. You go out and barely find a place to park your car. You know, what do you think?
I feel like it's a festive period. Everyone, if once you even get into the new year now, 2020, your mind is already programmed like, I need to do so well so that I can be able to have a good end of year celebration with my family and everything. So I feel even the average Nigerian, even the average man, even the not so well doing Nigerian would want to, you know, work hard, save much so that you're able to please his family during that period. There's some families whereby all year round they probably have eating turkeys like is a no-no. But that period they must. That what makes it special. That looking forward to Christmas. That what kids dream and look forward to, because they know that even if they don't get good clothes to wear all year round, that is going to make sure they have like good clothes that period. They're going to get things that period. So I feel yes, Sakpa is still there, but some people, you know, like there's this popular saying, I cannot akumaki myself, you know, allow me to flex and all that. So that period will suspend Sakpa. Then the reality comes in January, whereby we're not like,
you have feast to pay, your county calendar, and it's like you have 90 days in January. So wow.
Yeah.
So, which means, remember the conversation we had, was it 2 Wednesdays ago, we talked about people saving up just to squander their money in December. Yep. So, it's safe to say now, it's a thing.
People do that. But it's like not a good thing to do.
Once in a year thing.
Yeah.
So, when it gets to this festive period, you just want to enjoy life and prepare for January, because January, kids are back to school, parents are back to work, everybody's back to, you know, planning for the year, New Year resolutions, wants to make sure the year works out for you. So once it gets to December, this festive period, it's time to relax, it's time to have fun. If you want to go to pool, you go to pool. When I saw that video, I was
oh my God. Oh my God.
The color of the water.
No.
Like you said, the multitude that Jesus fed, I don't think they had anything on that crowd. But then again, the other angle, we also look at things, what happens to this COVID, Omicron variants and all that. Like, that video was very disturbing for me to see. Very disturbing. I'm like,
so many levels.
Wow. So COVID went on break here,
yes.
Or like, imagine the outcome of COVID cases probably after this Christmas celebration.
And they were very young, like young people in the pool.
Yeah.
That's why sometimes during this festive period, I don't like going out. I prefer you go maybe after, you know, like 2 or 3 days after the Christmas or 2 or 3 days after New Year, when the whole place has calmed down. It's better to go out than.
Yeah, a lot of people also have that mentality. Just like you said, your kids went out the day after Christmas and they still could not enter.
It used to be like a thing for me myself, because Christmas was a no-no, but this year was just different. I was so hungry that morning. I said, like, let me go out. And I went past through the cinema and I was like, this place is not looking full today. Let me just quickly see this movie I've been wanting to see. And I got there and it was like, you know, not so crowded. Normally, most people would probably want to wait for 2 days, 27th or Boxing Day.
And then you see another crowd because a lot of people are waiting. All right. So let's deviate from that a little bit. Let's talk about some of the shenanigans we saw on social media.
All right.
The matching pajama outfit.
Those people.
Oh God.
Those people.
So I'm with Fowls. Any of you saw Fowls'
I saw that video. I was like, go
yes,
I'm
with Fowls on his, you know, on his stance. I mean, those of us now that we don't have matching pajamas or somebody to rock the pajamas with us, what do you want us to do? How did you feel about that? I know you're married now, so
I really like those things though. No, I didn't, but I'll definitely do it someday. I really like them when I see those.
One of the things I look forward to being married is to pepper people with that. I'm looking forward to it.
You don't think that is
pepper me. No, seriously. No, so I'm looking forward to that aspect, like having matching pajamas with my family, my wife, and all that. To have this big Christmas tree and all that. But it's not fair. I mean, we should be considerate to non-married folks. But I feel it's also not a bad thing. I mean, it's something for them to look forward to. Like me, I'm looking forward to it now. But people should tone it down a little bit.
But there are singles that did theirs, you know, with maybe their pets, their Christmas trees, and it was still fine. It was still okay.
Maybe it's because I'm not a pet person, but I just had a very disturbing image in my head when she said with their pets. I mean,
this part of the.
Of course, I saw Dorothy from Big Brother with her dog.
I didn't see that.
Around the Christmas tree.
The dog too was wearing a pajama.
Yeah. Oh
wow.
Looking cute, yeah.
Okay.
And she's single.
All right.
Okay. Yeah, I really like those things. People are just beefing married people.
No, I mean,
God, we do our own.
You're beefing the
must it be who said that it has to be like with your married spouse or like your spouse though?
Yeah, you can do your friends as well.
No, friends, that's baby to one kind.
So I'll go and buy pajama with my friend now.
Well, girls can do that though, but I don't know about guys. Like if guys can just all of us just gotta wear matching pajamas and stand in front of so like, hey. It probably somehow, right? But I'm talking about family. I mean, like your siblings.
Yes.
It wouldn't be a bad thing to actually just do. No.
My brothers are always for me hard guys, so that is even a no-no for my family members anyway. So moving on from that now, let's talk about some acts of kindness that we experienced during the Christmas or the days leading to that Christmas day. I know there was a viral video on social media of a police officer that was dashing people money. I don't know if you saw that video. He actually stopped a particular keke napep driver. He asked for the ID. The man presented the ID. And you know how these drivers tend to carry easy overload. Yeah. So this particular keke driver was, should I say, very upstanding citizen of Nigeria. He had just 3 passengers at the back, nobody in front. It was just him, and he had his ID. And I'm sure that was what led the man to actually give him 5K, and then gave the 3 passengers 5K. And then Nigerians with their toxicity came out. I beg, it's just for show. I beg, don't go and collect the money after the camera has gone off. What do you think? Do you think he actually did that for sure? It was just an act of kindness and people are just misconstruing the whole...
I mean, no matter what you do, people will always talk, whether good or bad, all right? But when I saw that video, not only that video, I also saw like a DPO that were actually fed suspects.
Giving people... food, yes,
yeah, from Christmas
and then there was someone else that gave out rice bags.
Rice bag, police officers. I mean, that should be commendable, to be honest. I mean, we always talk about the bad side of the police force and how the police does this and does that. I mean, seeing that, I was really happy about that. I feel like these are police officers that I don't know what state the police officer was. I feel the state governor of that state should probably, you know, do something for them or give them a medal or you know, these are things we should celebrate. Whether he did it for show or not, but the fact that it's the thought that matters. The fact that he did it. Whether he's going to go back and collect it from some other people, or that's not our business. But for the fact that he did that, I mean, that's what the Christmas is all about. You know, the season is all about sharing, giving, right? And to see a police officer, knowing how our police officers are not so well paid in this country, you know, doing that is something commendable. I mean, we see celebrities who give and they bring up the cameras and all that. So even if he's doing it for show, it's good. I mean, he did that. Right, I think that should be commended, to be honest.
Yeah.
So when you saw that, now, did you at any point think that maybe this guy was just doing it for show, or it's not real? It's just...
I'm going to be very real. When I saw like, Nigerian police, this is
crazy things are happening. No,
like I was surprised. I was like, oh, maybe it's just that keke, just that one, only that tricycle. But even at that, I would say, like you said, it's really, really commendable. Due to their past record of, you know, the way they treat citizens, people that are supposed to protect the way they treat citizens, and, you know, coming out to do this is really, really commendable. But then again, watch out,
watch out for what exactly?
Watch out, because they will get it back in.
I saw some comments. People saying that you rob Peter to pay Paul. You know how the whole police always soliciting funds from especially young guys that drive flashy
I think
cars.
it's something Nigeria police can actually key into, you know, various stations, various divisions. They can just, you know, get bags of rice and share to citizens. You know, with this they can, you know, have, you know, bring back their good name to the minds of the citizens
and earn their trust.
They can actually do.
Yeah, I totally agree. It's something that the police can actually key into, and not even just the police. Everyone, every Nigerian should key into, and giving and helping people and all that. So the idea of they are doing it for show, robbing for Peter to pay Paul. Well, I really don't want to focus, because in this life we always think about the bad and the good and all these toxic parts, but let's just focus on the good part of this story, right? We know that there are possibilities of other police officers, maybe not him, the particular police officer, other police officers that will do such and all that. But let's focus on the good side of the story, because lately there are some police officers I've seen, especially in these states, that I commend them. I really do, because every single time I pass them, that not for once do they stop cars to say, okay. There are very few of them like that.
Yeah, still good police
and still good police officers. They don't ask you for anything, and they always, their presence on that road, someone like me that feel safe. For someone like me that drives at night. I always, there was a day they didn't ask me for anything. I had to calm down. I parked and I told them, madam, especially one woman, she's always holding wood. If you don't even notice her and that Akenzuwa part and all that stuff. So I had to calm down and like, you people should take this. Because they don't make a fuss about, say like, oh, you must give us something, trying to find a way to actually take something from you. They're just there. There was one time, they actually came on the road to control traffic. There was massive traffic. Some police officers were like, it's not my business, my job is not to come and control traffic. They were with guns and they were controlling traffic, and you know, that place was like really a gridlock that day. So some things like that when we see, we should comment. And now they say, okay, they're doing this now, the ones they collect money from boys later. We don't know that.
We don't know that.
So kudos to the Nigerian police.
Yes. This big up to them. Okay, so on a final note, before we call it a wrap on the show today, this one is actually on a sad note. I saw some reports that said approximately 13 people died this Christmas due to reckless partying, drunk driving. I know there's one that happened in Lagos. I can't remember the routes it happened. a fatal accident, and another one happened in Port Harcourt, a fatal accident. So before we wrap up today, what would you say to people, to Nigerians, as they're celebrating this season?
On transportation, let me just quickly say this. I saw, you know, during this period, you see vehicles that are loaded. I saw pictures online where they even had to put their goats on top of the cars, their bags on top. People were sitting, it was choked, and I just kept wondering, if something happens now, there will be no space for you to move your leg and all of that. So I think when it's festive period, like even whether festive period or not, people should drive carefully. They should not overcrowd their vehicles. They should know when to move. And driving or traveling during this festive period, I'm not a fan of it at all. I think you can celebrate Christmas wherever you are, or move before it becomes too tight, or after the celebration, after the festive period. So I just think they should drive carefully. Don't get overcrowded in the car or the vehicle you are moving in, and you know, just pray.
Yeah, I kind of like a little bit agree. I also don't know. I agree. I mean, people should have the freedom to go to where they want to go to, or travel to where they want to go to, if certain measures are put in place. If you have good roads in Nigeria, if you have security points at every traveling spot in Nigeria, should we be scared? If every Nigerian takes responsibility of checking their cars before they put the car on the road, you hear situations of tankers falling off their back. What do they call that stuff now on the truck, falling off the tank itself, falling off on cars. You have a tanker or you have a truck, you should check if they need to probably resolder or reweld the thing to make sure it's firm. If every Nigerian takes responsibility, we won't have or do the right thing, or probably the government put some measures in place. We won't have the reason of let's not be, it's December, let's not be scared. We should not travel or move around and all that. We should be able to have that freedom to be able to travel if every Nigerian takes responsibility. And talking about taking responsibility, drinking and driving. We for those of us on radio, we have hammered this enough to not drink and drive, and get a chauffeur. There's no need proving I'm a strong man. If you drink like 6 bottles of this, and I'll still be able to drive. I can drink 1 bottle of Hennessy, and I'll still be able to.
It's like a bragging right for most people. Do you know how long I've been doing this?
I've been doing this. See, there's no need to brag with your life and in the process endanger other people that are standing on bystanders or on their way home and all that. So I feel we should be responsible, and when you have had more than you shouldn't have more than your limit. But if you know that you've had more than your limit, there is nothing wrong in just sleeping inside your car, gingerly, and just sleep there till the next morning.
Then you can.
And before you can continue driving. There's nothing wrong with that's what just some public transport drivers, some truck drivers that know that they're feeling sleepy on the steering, and they're like, they do Lagos to Benin, we think I'll go back to Lagos one day.
They go 4 trips in
a day and everything. I must repeat, if you're feeling sleepy, let's be responsible. If you're feeling sleepy, you can't cheat nature. Just park. So all the side incidents of transportation accidents that happen during the festive, it's just people not taking responsibility.
Okay.
People drinking and driving, people under the influence of different substance and driving. Yes, we are celebrating, but we should also watch in length or the extent which we celebrate.
Yes, let's use our heads.
Use our heads.
Okay, thank you for being a part of the show today, Zeus.
Thank you
very much. This is as far as we can go today. Thank you for joining us. You're welcome to share your thoughts via the comment section below. And while you're at it, follow us on social media at TSLNIGERIA TV, on Instagram and on Facebook. My name is Osasoge Ibe. Do have a lovely festive season, and please stay safe.
Stay connected to TSL Nigeria and get updates on the go all day, every day. Subscribe to our YouTube channel on TSL Nigeria Space TV and join our online family.